Cleveland has been waiting and wanting for their guy to finally show up. The guy that won a national championship at Clemson. The guy that they traded 3 first-round draft picks for, that helped build the base of a team in Houston that right now is one of the best in the NFL. A guy that they gave $230 million guaranteed to. And he is yet to play a full season, and when he has been on the field, has looked like a shadow of his former self. Deshaun Watson has lost the mojo. Deshaun Watson has lost the Superman thing. Deshaun Watson is mentally toast. And I think there's a couple of reasons why this happened. Number one, I think because he got into that off-the-field trouble and because that kind of avalanched down upon him, he became embittered about the criticism, the critics, and the people that didn't want him to succeed. I think Deshaun Watson has always been a guy that liked to be liked. He was a nice guy at Clemson to the fans. He was a great teammate, as his coaches and teammates always said. He was a leader, the natural born leader, a guy that came from humble beginnings, that actually lived in a home that former NFL star Warwick Dunn and Habitat for Humanity helped build. I mean, this was a guy that was an all-American story. And then we found out the seedy underbelly of his private life. And I think all of that turned inward on him. And a guy that could usually rip off his jersey and show a Superman S underneath confidently lost that. I think also mentally, he was out for so long. There was the holdout. There was the demand of the trade. Then there was the suspension from the NFL. This is a guy that was out nearly 2 full years and then suffered injuries after that. Because he has played so haphazardly, because he has not played a bulk of games in a row, he's never been able to find any type of rhythm. And so that has hurt his confidence quite a bit. And then you add in watching a guy come off the couch and become the civic hero in Joe Flacco last year, run the offense better than he did. And Deshaun Watson is now, I think, mentally toast. I think mentally toast. I mean, in this game against the Cowboys, this is an entire offseason to prepare. This is an entire preseason to get into rhythm. You're fully healthy. You're ready to go. You have had as much time as you will ever have to prepare for this team. Now, granted, the offensive line did not help out Deshaun Watson on Sunday. But some of the throws are just chucking it into nowhere. No touch, no accuracy, no purpose. It was just a fling into nowhere and hope something happens. That is not Deshaun Watson from Houston or Deshaun Watson from Clemson. Now, okay, you could argue that Deshaun Watson was never Tom Brady's accuracy, even when he was at his best in Houston. But there was an element of purpose to the games that he played with the Texans. And there is just not that anymore. It is like he's holding his breath in every play, and that every incomplete pass buries him emotionally more and more. I don't think he digs himself out of this. And if you saw the special that we put out here on this YouTube channel, An Evening of Football, earlier this week, I had this amazing sit down with Tiki Barber and with Dante Hall and with Andrew Catalan. And Dante and Tiki played the game at the highest level. Tiki, of course, is a Giants Ring of Honor guy. And Dante Hall is an all-decade team, kick returner, punt returner, X factor for the NFL's decade of the 2000s. I mean, these two guys have played at the highest level. And they both said he just needs time to play consistently. And if he does and plays well, he can shed all of that other stuff. And I thought their remarks were really significant because they played the game. And Tiki said something powerful. He said, we all go through stuff. All of us. I said, yeah, but his stuff was really bad. Then we all go through stuff, but you have to get back on the football field and play well to start wearing that too much. And I just don't think he's going to be able to play himself out of this. I think mentally he's too twisted into knots. Again, Micah Parsons and company didn't help him out on Sunday. But man, oh man, he looks a shell of his former self, and he has lost the it factor that he had. I think Deshaun Watson, for Browns fans everywhere, hoping that this is going to be able to turn the page this year. Early returns it's getting worse. Now, when you have traded 3 firsts and given the guy $230 million guaranteed, and that's what you get coming out of the blocks, healthy, with a full offseason of preparation, there's not a lot of hope. There's not a lot of hope. An ugly day in Cleveland for Deshaun Watson.